morning, everyone. Glad you're here. It's a snowy morning. And on the way here, I was getting tons of messages, and I'm slightly out of sorts because one of my sisters found out she has breast cancer. And she has a 4-inch tumor. And we just discovered she has to have 2 mastectomies. So that's fresh in my mind, literally right before you walked in, Heather. So it's okay, right? It's life. So I'm gonna try to stick with my Dharma talk here. My Dharma talk, since we're just embarking on a new year, is to consider what our goals, resolutions, intentions, and the energy that we want to carry through the year. And I know this is something that's probably been posed to you already. You've probably been asked this question, or maybe you've been in the question for yourself. I don't do this every year. I don't necessarily think about it. I just kind of carry it over into the new year and just most of the time just get surprised on what's going to be coming. But I want to explain the differences between these things. When we set up a goal for ourselves, it's really something we're trying to achieve. And so I already know my goal is to grow my written business. That's something that I've been doing since 2012, but I finally have more time to invest in it. And so that's something I'm going to be doing for this year. I really don't have a resolution, but I want to explain a resolution is typically something that we notice that we don't like about ourselves and we want to change it. Typically, resolutions involve diet or detox, health or exercise, some sort of fitness routine. And lots of times when we set ourselves up with a resolution in that regard, we tend to fall off the bandwagon with it pretty quickly. And then we start to beat ourselves up because we weren't able to, stick with it. And that's one reason I don't do resolutions. But in yoga, we talk about something called sankalpas. And a sankalpa means a yogic intention. An intention is different than a resolution. A resolution is something we don't like about ourselves, something we notice about our habits or our behavior, and we want to change it. But an intention is something that we want to put our conscious effort towards. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big change. So I want you to consider what a yogic intention for you could be. So a number of years ago, one of my yogic intentions was trust and surrender. And I went through this entire year with that motto. And I realized by the end of the year is when I really needed it. And then I was carrying this big thing over into the next year. And I just decided I'm using that again, trust and surrender, trust and surrender. That's a really good one to use. But I wanted to share some yogic intentions just to kind of give you an idea of what that may be. They're kind of written out like affirmations. So an affirmation is like a resolve, but it's a positive type of resolve. So it could be things like, I am staying kind and compassionate. I'm strong and resilient. I'm adaptable to change. I am blissfully content. I am full of creativity. I am safe and secure. I am grateful for all that I am and all that I have. I am opening myself up to new opportunities. I am connected to everything and everyone. I release judgment and embrace acceptance and tolerance. I am highly intuitive and a magnet for miracles. Do you see the difference? Do you see how it's a conscious effort and how it's a positive resolve? And you're not setting yourself up for failure or disappointment. It's something that you can literally say to yourself and come back to over and over again as a reminder to promote more of that energy. And then I typed up some things. This is something fun that we're going to do. There's another way that people often embrace the new year by embracing just one word to bring this energy through the year. Last year, for 2021, because we had the Christmas star over the winter solstice, and that was meant to be a beacon of hope. My word for 2021 was hope. I was hoping things were going to play out a lot differently than 2020. Hope was a good word for last year. It's not the one I want to carry into this year. But my yogic intention for last year, to go back to the intentions, when I did the astrology and numerology report for 2021, I knew there was going to be a whole lot of change, and I knew there was going to be a lot of challenge and difficulty. And I knew that the energy was going to be stop and go, forward motion and backward motion, which we can see really played out. I decided, because there was so much polarity and division between the way 2020 ended with COVID and also the election, and the way 2021 started, my yogic intention for last year was just hold some neutrality, hold some space for all the polarity, so that I'm not as highly opinionated and going down one narrative or another narrative, because everyone else was doing that. And I just decided my yogic intention was just to try to bring a little peace, to build a little bridge between the two, and just hold the space. I have not been able to sit with what my yogic intention is for 2022 yet, but I did draw one of these words yesterday. And it wasn't what I expected it to be. I'm gonna let you each draw one for fun, and you may resonate, you may not. Maybe you need to. So that was just for a little fun. And I will say fun is the word that I chose yesterday. And I actually waited until everybody else chose theirs, and it was actually the last one left. And I would have never picked that word. And the last 2 years have been a whole lot of work for me, because in 2020 I had to close my business. And I feel like I've been scrambling for 2 years, trying to figure things out and trying to expand my creativity and expand my resources and figure it out. And it's working out. And I decided about 6 months ago, I'm like, I'm just going to stop pedaling my wheels so much and just kind of coast a little bit. And so it was fascinating that fun was my word. And so I just decided I'm going to run with that. I'm going to run with fun all this year. Because our energy, even though everybody else picked theirs first, I believe nothing is a coincidence and everything happens for a reason. That was the one month for me. Hopefully you feel like you being a magnet and your energy chose that piece of paper, and that word is going to be showing up for you. All right, so with that in mind, everyone had a strap, right? We're going to use this strap. So we're going to come down to our balance. And we're going to start off in a quartz pose with the feet splayed apart and the hands resting lightly on the abdomen. Once you get settled in form, close your eyes. And then just for a moment, maybe consider a goal you have set for yourself. A resolution you might have made. And whether or not those are in line with a yogic intention that you can create. And you don't necessarily have to create that yogic intention right now. But maybe it will come to you by the end of the practice. Something positive, something attainable. A good reminder. And then I want you to ingrain the word that you chose, the one that you picked, in your mind. I want you to state that one word 6 times over in your mind. The numerical code of this universal year is 6. And after you've stated it 6 times over in your mind, imagine that it's dropping out of your head and starting to lower down into your heart. And now with each breath that you take, feel your belly start to rise on your inhale. Surf it with your awareness up towards your heart center. And then feel that wave ripple back down from the chest to the belly. And take 6 rounds of diaphragmatic breathing. Imagining that this seed, this word, has been planted in your heart, and you're nourishing this seed through the power of your breath, through the power of your mind. If you're doing this from home, just pick a word. Your next inhalation, let's go ahead and start to slide the feet in closer together. Find your strap, draw the right knee in. We're going to take the strap around the ball of the right foot and extend it up in the air. It's okay if the strap you chose is already looped together. Fire the foot up into the fabric of the strap. And at the same time, gently pull down on the strap so that you're activating more of the muscles through the leg. Power out and down through the left leg, flexing the ankles, spreading open through your toes. Holding this posture, Padangusthasana A. Keep the breath rolling in and out through your nose. And then take the ends of the strap together, reach the right arm up towards the right foot. Take your left hand to hold down your left hip and sail the leg open and apart from your center. The right leg's gonna hover. The stretch moves from the back of the leg to the inside of the leg. And if you push out through the mound of the right big toe, you will feel a little extra surge. From Padangusthasana B, inhale, bring the leg back up, swap hands to hold the strap, lower your right arm out to your right side. Take the leg and angle it across your belly. Push the foot into the fabric more. And then on your next out breath, roll into the twist. So continue to teeter the leg over the body. Roll towards your left hip. On your next inhale, bring that leg all the way back. And exhale, bend the knee to remove the strap. So draw your left knee in. Take the strap around the ball of the foot. Create that L-shaped formation with your leg. So your right leg is going to slide straight down the length of your mat. Your left leg is going to rise up towards the ceiling above. Flex through the ankles, splay open through your toes on each foot. From Padangusthasana A, we'll take it to B. So right hand's gonna hold down the right hip. Abduct the leg away from your body. Push them out of the big toe more into the strap. Breathe through that sensation. And then inhale, bring the leg back up overhead, swap hands to hold it. Just carry it across your midline at first for the IT band stretch. And then start to rotate into your twist. Trying to continue to keep both shoulder blades planted. Breath still open and fluid. And then gently inhale, bring the leg all the way back up overhead. And exhale, bend the knee. Remove that strap, set it off to the side, roll over to one, and you're gonna take a child's pose. So once you roll over to one side of your body, you're gonna come up, you're gonna dip over your lap and have your arms extended out in front of you. You're gonna reside on the mind's eye for a moment at the center point of your brow. And then rock up to hands and knees as you breathe in. Separate the feet and stretch out through your toes as you breathe out. As you inhale, roll open into cow tilts, creating a saddle from the back. And then as you exhale, hollow out the belly and the chest. Continue with these. Inhale to cow. Moving from the low to the mid to the upper back. Exhale, round it out from the low to the mid to the upper back. Just opening up a little bit more flexibility in the spine. Now, the next time you breathe in, create a full tabletop position. Extend the right leg back behind you as though you're trying to put your footprint on the back wall. Keep the navel drawing in and up towards the spine. Your arms are strong like columns. And then you're going to send the leg off to the left side of your mat. Turn your gaze over the left shoulder to see if you can see the foot. Flushing out the left side body. Inhale, lift the leg up, bring it back to center. Come to seabird or spinal balance, where you're balancing on alternate limbs. Left hand's gonna root back down. The right foot will turn to the side, and you're gonna keep that leg at fairly hip height. This will strengthen the hip. And then lower the foot down, plant it to the floor, and sweep the right arm skyward into Stargazer pose. So this is our warm up. We flowed through one side, and we're gonna flow through the other. Exhale, bring the right hand and knee down. We'll start with those cat-cows. So inhale, roll open to cow, opening heart and throat. Exhale, round it out, arcing up high through the shoulder blades. Continue this repetition. We're going to be working up to 2 different peak poses today. A toppling tree, as well as bow. Inhale, flatten the back, lift the head, extend your left leg behind your back, cross it over to the right, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, lift the foot up, move it back to center, establish your left hand, and uplift your right arm. Breathe. Stabilize your balance through your core and with your drishti. Lower the right hand, send the left leg off to the left side of the body. Allow it to hover. And then settle the foot to the floor and reach and radiate the left arm upward. Stargazer. Exhale, land your left limbs back to the floor. Walk your hands another step forward. Curl your toes under and lift up and back to your downward facing dog. From Adho Mukha Svanasana, really power down through your palms. Stretch back long through your arms. Fly upward through your hips. And let your head hang between the arms. And on your next inhalation, let's take the feet all the way to the top of the mat. Come up halfway when you do. And exhale, release back down and in. Distribute the weight evenly between each leg and each foot. Magnetize the head and the heart a little lower. Flip your hands upside down if they touch the ground and loosen up your neck. Straighten out through your legs. Affirming as you hold nothing, and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. And you can conclude that with your yogic intention, or you can repeat the word you chose. On your next in-breath, root down through the legs and feet, sweep the arms to your sides and up. Let the arms reach high, palms together. And then bring the seal all the way down to your chest. All right, we're going to be using the strap more today. So go ahead and find your strap. It's okay if it's in a loop, it can stay there. But we're going to hold it shoulder distance apart. And then look down at your feet, line them up, root them down, lock in your legs, and take the arms up overhead. So you're rooting and rising at the same time. Once you do this, Start to curve over to the right. Keep lodging the feet down, keep lifting and leaning with the torso. Keep the head balanced and even between the arms. Breathe well into your left lung. Affirming strength and courage, fill up my body cells. Inhale, let's come up to the top. Exhale, let's swerve over to the left. So whirl the feet back down. Engage through your legs. Or over to your left. Lift out of your arms and hands. Breathe into the right lung. Affirming strength and courage. Fill up my body cells. Inhale, rise up to the top. Exhale, the strap's gonna come just behind the head. And you're gonna imagine you're passing it to someone behind you. Now, when you're passing this strap back, you're creating some space. There's gonna be vibration and trembling occurring as tension gets released. Your chest protrudes forward. Now shift your thighs and hips forward. Lift up through your side ribs. Lean back with your head. Continue to push up and out through your arms. Up and out through the arms. So you're distributing a curve through your whole spine. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly breathe out and exit that pose. All right, you're gonna lay this down right next to you. We will be using it again. And then you can standing at the top of the mat, hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up to Urdhva. Exhale, swan dive down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, inhale, lift the arms up, Utkatasana chair. Exhale, keep your knees deeply bent, bring the palms down, step back plank. Exhale, tip forward, drop low, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Hold and breathe here. Your next in breath, the left foot is gonna step forward. The back heel is gonna anchor down. The front knee stays lunging. We find the strap. And we're bringing the trunk up to align over the pelvis. All right, really anchor your back foot. Keep lunging the front knee. Square off through your hips. The arms are gonna lift to Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1 position. So you're attempting the head to rest on the shoulders to align over the hips. One more breath. And as we exhale, we're bringing the strap down and we're going to take it behind the back. We're holding it the same distance apart. Shoulders crank back, heart opens wide, and then we're gonna go into humble warrior, which means the head and the left shoulder drape to the inside of the front knee. When you bow your head over, notice how the shoulders want to collapse towards the ears. So create more space between the two by lifting the hands higher. Breathe a little better. And then get the feet heavier and inhale, come all the way back up. Lower the strap down to the side, bring the hands down, spin out of the back heel, step to plank. Straight forward, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Same sequence now with the other side. So we'll step through with the right foot. Lower down to the left ankle. Pick up that strap, keep that front knee lunging. Torso becomes more vertical. Holding the strap, elevating the arms, warrior one. The arms are tracking more or less alongside your ears. Exhale, bring the hands down, strap behind the back, shoulders roll back, arms lengthen, chest pops open, throat opens, gazing upward, and then humble the warrior. Lift the arms, soften the face. Tuck the right hip in and under. Inhale, draw right back up to stands. Exhale, lower the strap. Stepping into plank. Dropping low to chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Next inhalation, we can step, walk, or float the feet together to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, close back into self. Inhale all the way up to the top. Urdhva. Exhale, flow right back down and in. Hopefully your muscles are getting warmed up. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana, knees bend, arms lift. Exhale, we're gonna keep a real generous bend in the knees to bring the hands down and then step into plank. Exhale, shift forward, lower to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Looking back towards that space between the feet. Inhale, bring the left foot forward. Turn and plant your right foot, but it's going to be different than warrior one. It's going to be parallel to the back of your mat. And you're going to bring the strap with you. You're facing the front door, holding the strap the same distance, but lifting the arms back up. Now, the thighs and the hips are a different placement in warrior two versus warrior one. You want to heavily drop your left thigh, and you want to draw back on your left side waist. Good. From here, in warrior two, you're going to keep facing the front door, but you're going to lean out over your left thigh to side angle. And you really have to depend on your strong foundation, your strong core for stability, your breath for support, because this can be really hard. All right, spin out of your back heel, lower the strap, lower your palms, left foot plank, exhale chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. It's always a little easier the second time just because you know where we're going. Inhale, right foot steps through. Back heel lowers down. Find your strap. Come on up. Hold it shoulder distance apart. Really drop your right thigh. Lift the arms towards the sky. Pausing, being, breathing here. Affirming and joyfully manifest the power of my own strength and resilience. Exhale, lean over the right thigh. Super glue your left foot. The left shoulder spun open. Breath stays consistent. Exhale, roll out on your back heel. Plant the hands. Next vinyasa. Now, what we've been doing thus far is warming us up for Toppling Tree. We'll be doing that in the next flow. Walk, lunge, or float with feet to the front. Come halfway up. Exhale, bow out. Inhale up to the top. Exhale, swan dive in. Inhale, Utkatasana chair. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, bring some stretch to the spine. Exhale, bring some blend of strength and stretch to the spine. All right, so what we're going to be doing on this flow, we're going to be stepping through for Warrior 1, taking Warrior 3, and potentially moving towards Toppling Tree. So inhale, left foot steps through. Back heel hops down. Bring the strap in. Okay, so Toppling Tree, by the way, is similar to the balancing pose we're going to take, except we lift the back foot and it's kind of like standing split, holding the strap behind our back. So don't feel like you have to go there, but it just gives you like a heads up. So your hips are square, you're facing me. Warrior 1. So this is our starting point. Then the strap's going to come behind our back. So instead of holding to humble warrior, shoulders crank back, arms lengthen down. We shift and lift the back foot. This is Warrior 3. Toppling Tree, we continue forward. Lunge the front knee, right foot lowers, strap and lower. Hands down. Left foot plank. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, rise and bloom. Exhale, rock and roll back. So again, now you know what to expect. This side may be a little bit more achievable. That's one reason I love giving the astrology and numerology report for the next year, So we have an idea about what's coming. It's nice to have a heads up. Right foot steps through. Back heel drops down. Find your strap. Become the warrior. Great preparation for warrior 3. So now we'll shift the hands behind us. Activate the shoulders. Lean forward. Balance. Choosing to stay in warrior 3 or moving to toppling tree. Bending the front knee, landing the back foot. You got it, nice. Land your strap. Palms, step to plank. This time sink your knees and fold it back into child's. So that was one of our peak poses, what you've just done, the toppling tree. So now just kind of melt down for a moment. Reconnect, recenter. Because we're going to be building up for another big one. Now let's go ahead and begin our preparation. Inhale, rock up to hands and knees. Go ahead and step the right foot forward. Lunge that knee and really drop into the hips of the pelvic floor. Yeah. You can be on the fingers, fist, or flat hands, but we're really trying to dig into the top or the front side of the left hip. So we've been opening up the shoulders a lot with the use of the straps because the shoulders need to be open along with the spine for bigger back bends. But so do the front of the hips. That's what we're working on now. Place your right hand to your front thigh. Keep your hips sinking. Slowly lift your torso and the left arm. They're still kind of dragging down through the hips. And then push through the right foot and draw up through the pelvic floor. You got it. Exhale, curve to the right. Moving more into a side bend, working that QL. Inhale back to the top. Exhale, bring the elbow to the opposite side of that front knee. Hands together and spin. Good, exhale, unwind. Bring the right knee back. Launch the left foot forward. Fingertips, fist, or flat palms. Making sure the knee doesn't overpass the ankle. So just getting this nice release for a moment. And then left hand to the left thigh. Keep your hips sinking, right arm reaches up. Hips dragging down. And then plug the left foot in and start to draw up through the shaft of the spine. Good. Oh, let's go to the curve first. So lean to the left. Bring it back up. Now take the twist. Elbow to the opposite side of the knee. Hands glued together. Dial the heart towards your thumbs. And then upright. All right, shift your left knee back. And sit back towards your hips. All right, so we're gonna move into, you've already been doing up dogs. So it's kind of similar, kind of not. Bow pose is where we hold on to our ankles and then lift up. So before we move into the full bow, I want you to shift forward again. Step your right foot through, seat back through your hips, and plant your left hand. Pick up your back foot and point the toes. All right, descend till that's opening the front of the hip. Take your right hand around, see if it's possible to find the foot, and maybe hugging it. If you can't quite reach the foot, don't worry about it, just let it hover in midair. Okay, good. Release. Slide the right knee back. Step the left foot through. Good. Ground your right palm. Pick up your right foot. And again, you can just simply be here, or left hand could possibly take a hold. So quads and hips and shoulders are also important for bigger, bolder back bends. All right, release that foot. All right, bring the left knee back. We're gonna go ahead and go for it. We're gonna come on down to the top of the pubic bone, top of the thighs. So bow pose. The feet are coming in. The hands, and I lean to one side and grab one, and then I lean to the other side and grab the other. You might be able to switch your hands and find both at the same time. All right, we're all a little different.
Are your knees wide or?
They begin more parallel, but they may separate when you come up. When you're ready, you're gonna lift thighs, head, chest, and then you want to breathe. So when you breathe, you almost become like a rocking horse or a rocking chair. Exhale, release. Slide your hands up underneath your shoulders. Push up and back into child. Separate your knees, let the big toes touch. You may still feel some fire in your back from the engagement of those muscles contracting, but see if you can loosen them and breathe more air and space around them. And then we're going to do one last stretch before Shavasana. So extend your arms in front of you. Rock up hands and knees. Exhale, take down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Heel toe the feet slightly more apart. Hands to the hips. And slowly rise. All right, we're going to stretch out the QL. The way we're going to do this is we're going to cross the left shoulder over towards the chest. We're going to let this arm hang like a rag doll. We're going to bow the head. And we're going to roll down maybe a few inches more and take pause.
Roll down a few more inches. Hold. Breathe. Take pause. Roll down a few more inches. Hold. Breathe. Down a few inches. Pause. Hold and breathe. Roll down a few more inches. Take pause and breathe. More inches. You may be at your edge already. If you're at your edge, just stay. If you think you can go more, go more. And if you haven't already found your edge, now release to that edge. And you may discover that somewhere along that pathway, you felt more sensation. You can move back into that need or toward that tension. And then scoop in through the belly and slowly roll it up through the back of that left shoulder. Up, cross the right shoulder over. Let the head flop like a rag doll. Move it down a few inches. Hold and breathe. Release a few more inches. Hold and breathe. Continue this process and hold for 2 or 3 rounds of breath before traveling anymore. And you may find that the 2 sides are similar. You may discover they're drastically different. Usually if we're feeling the drastic difference with the QL on one or the other side, we're also probably noticing a difference with the psoas muscle between the 2 sides. Keep going. Until you find your edge or until you discover where you need to hang out for the most benefit. Usually that's where we feel it the most. Utilizing your core support in the back of the right shoulder. Slowly roll it back up. Okay. We're going to use our bolster. And we're going to use the strap. It looks like, everyone have a loop in their strap? It looked like everyone did. Yeah. certain way it has to be done for it to work, right? Okay. Sure. Okay, so you may or may not want the strap for this. It does make the hip work a little deeper, but it's usually nice too. So once you have the loop, you drape it around your whole body. And you take it around the feet, but I am going to tighten the strap so it's secure. And you don't want the feet all the way in. You want some space between your pubic bone and the heels of your feet, because we're going to use the bolster to roll back on. And the arms will open up like this. Heather, if you need this one, you can switch. Or yeah. Yeah. See how that feels through your body. The key here is to really soften the muscles that surround the hips, meaning your inner and outer thighs. Softening the belly and the buttocks. Since this is the dawning of the new year, we were just talking about goals and resolutions, intentions, and the word that describes the energy we want to carry with us. I want you to have this as your contemplative food for thought. So if you know your yogic intention, you can repeat that in your mind. If you're unsure, use the word you chose and roll it over at least 3 to 6 times in your mind.
Slowly begin to deepen the flow of your breath. There's two ways of exiting this pose. You can flip your hands down and just come straight up, or you can push one foot into the strap and remove one foot away so that you can roll to one side, stack your knees, and then come up that way. We'll sit up nice and tall to complete our practice. Hands together in prayer. Hope that as you begin your journey of 2022, you're able to take some positive energy with you. That you choose to stay dedicated to your practice, to help you to evolve, to grow. The light and love within my heart bows respectfully to the love and light within yours. Thanks for joining today.